the winter holiday time on the Cool Beans Railway. It had snowed all night long. Everywhere was white. The engines had to wear their snow plows so that they could stay safe during the day. There was nobody in sight. The residents were staying in their cottages, keeping warm and drinking hot cocoa. At Tidmouth Sheds, all the engines were getting ready for the day. They were being given some coal, water, and fuel by their drivers and firemen. They were especially excited because the snow had came this morning. Everybody was excited about the snow, all except Gordon, who disliked snow. "This is my favorite time of the year," said Thomas. "Especially because my snowplow is no longer heavy. I've gotten used to it, and I can't wait to see the children get their letters from Santa." "It's rather fantastic, isn't it?" said James. "I really love how my red paint stands out against the snow." "Snow has never once been an issue for me," said Spencer. "I could clear the tracks with ease in 1 second. Snow is soft, while I am strong, and it doesn't bother me one bit at all. And I love how my silver paint stands out against the snow."
"It's a good thing that us diesels don't need snow plows these days, because we can handle snow at any rate,"
Daisy said. "I've never once needed a snow plow," said Toby. "I've got my cow catcher on me, which is very useful to clear snow whatever time it takes." "And the best part at the end of the day," said Duck, "we can all stay in our nice warm sheds." "Pah!" grumbled Gordon. "I don't like snow at all. It makes my wheels feel chilly, and it spoils my blue coat of paintwork, and it makes me look disgraceful." "Well, Gordon, you're going to have to get used to it one way or another," said Duck firmly. "At least I'm not the one who complains about snow plows," said Spencer pompously. "That makes no difference for me," Gordon huffed huffily. "I've never been used to snow, and I don't like the way how my blue paint stands out in it. The only thing it does is spoil my paint. I prefer to be clean." "Oh, really?" said Stanley. "I remember a certain blue tender engine who got stuck under an avalanche of snow in a tunnel after hearing Rusty tell Thomas's story about when Skarloey got stuck in the snow." Gordon went red in the face and snorted off. It was such an insult to be reminded of the time he had gotten stuck under the tunnel due to an avalanche of snow after hearing Rusty tell his story about Skarloey to Thomas. Gordon's day never got any better. As he went over to the water tower to get a drink, the breeze from the snowstorm that had happened last night caused the water to get extremely cold that it felt like liquid nitrogen. Gordon shut his eyes in pain as the water went into his tank. "Urgh!" groaned Gordon. "That water so does not feel good." But when Gordon's driver went to turn off the tap, he accidentally knocked the nozzle out of Gordon's water tank and accidentally spilled water all over Gordon's tender. "Ouch!" Gordon screamed. "Sorry," said his driver. Gordon's driver quickly went to turn off the tap, and he shut off the water and put the nozzle back in its position. Gordon shivered with fury and rage, but at least his coal would keep him warm. Later, Gordon went over to Knapford Station where Rosie was waiting for him. I was there too so that I could give them their special jobs. "Hi, Gordon. I've been expecting you. What took you so long? You always take the long way round." "I take the clean way round for one thing," Gordon said. "Second of all, the water in the water tower was freezing cold that it felt like liquid nitrogen. I thought my boiler was gonna explode. What's been going on recently?" Oh, I'm so sorry, Gordon. Yeah, the cold breeze from our snowstorm we had last night caused the water to get cold. But anyway, I have some tasks for you and Rosie to do today. First, I would like you guys to work together clearing snow from the tracks. Second, I want you guys to collect some cars and take them to the coaling plant and fill them up with coal and take them to Brendam Docks. I want you guys to go slow and be careful. The rails are very icy. "Yes, Gabriel." "All right. Good luck." "Thanks, because I'm going to need it."
"Don't worry, Gordon. Everything will be okay. You can take a nice long wash down at the end of the day,"
Rosie said sweetly. Gordon was glad Rosie cared for him. but he was still worried about his blue paintwork getting all dirty. He hoped that he would stay clean along the way. Soon Gordon and Rosie were at work clearing the snow. Rosie, are you good at clearing snow from the tracks?
Yeah, I've done it lots of times. Why do you ask that?
Well, I'm the world's best snow track clearer. Just watch this right here.
And Gordon pumped his pistons faster than ever.
Whoa, take it easy, Gordon.
Rosie shouted. Gordon was determined to show Rosie that he could clear the track with ease. Gordon sped past Oliver and Toad.
Slow down, Gordon!
You have an accident!
Not me! Gordon shouted boastfully. Emily could see that Gordon was being careless. She hoped that he wouldn't get into an accident. But Gordon did get into an accident. As he screeched to a stop outside Maithwaite Station, his snowplow hit a bump on the track and it flew into the air and hit the water tower and landed back onto the ground, almost smashing it into tiny pieces. Fizzling fireboxes! Exclaimed Gordon. He looked around. No one had heard his snowplow crash back onto the ground. Thank goodness, said Gordon. Later, Gordon and Rosie arrived at the quarry to pick up the cars from Mavis. She had already prepared them. This time, Rosie sounded very stern.
Okay, Gordon, this is where we have to really focus. Because we're pulling a train, we can't go too fast down a hill because the extra cars' weight will pull us down.
But Gordon was so busy thinking about getting his job done quick, he didn't even hear Rosie. He blew his whistle and they were off to the coaling plant. Soon, Gordon and Rosie came to Gordon's Hill, but they were unaware that they were going to be in for a difficult time. But Gordon did not care. He was in no mood to talk or play. Gordon knew he had gotten stuck on his hill way too many times and was not in the mood to get stuck on it again, especially with the snow around. But he was unaware that going up the hill was not very easy. Gordon's wheels spun and slid. Rosie was trying to push too, but her wheels were spinning and sliding as well. At last, with a big grip of sand, they got the strength to go up Gordon's hill.
Ha! That was easy,
Gordon said boastfully. But going down the hill was a bit too easy. Gordon began to pick up speed. Gordon and Rosie sped past Neville, who was waiting at a signal.
Slow down, Gordon. The rest are going to have an accident.
But Gordon was going so fast he didn't even hear Neville. Gordon and Rosie soon arrived at the coaling plant and their cars were quickly loaded with coal. This time Rosie was very serious.
Okay, Gordon, this time you need to slow down and take care.
Gordon was still too busy thinking about getting his job done quick. He didn't even hear Rosie. Gordon and Rosie soon were chugging along down the track, but they were unaware that they were going to be in for a difficult time, more difficult than ever. They came to a hill that they were about to go down, and as they went down, Gordon began to go even faster. Gordon and Rosie sped past Edward, who was waiting at a station with old Slowcoach to pick up the Christmas choir and take them to a concert.
Gordon, slow down and start showing up before you have an accident.
But Gordon didn't hear Edward. Then there was trouble. Gordon's wheels began to slip and slide. Oh my, Gordon cried. Just then, Gordon's driver and fireman realized something. I'm out of sand, Gordon cried, and he tried to apply his brakes as hard as he could. Whoa! Rosie tried to brake as well to save Gordon, but she was out of sand as well. Both engines slid past a red signal, hit a bump, came off the tracks, and crashed straight into the snow. Bust my buffers! Cried Gordon.
Oh, dear!
Rosie sobbed. Gordon was upset. His smart blue coat of paint was ruined. Then I arrived and came to see Gordon. Gordon, I am very disappointed in you. The fact that you thought that it was okay to do everything that you just did today. All of this is totally beyond me. What you did today was unacceptable. I'm really not happy with your behavior.
because I know you can do better than this. Nobody is making you or forcing you to disobey Rosie and break the rules. I'm absolutely disappointed in you, Gordon. Now, we're gonna set up a rescue crew, and once we get you and Rosie back on the rails, I want to have a word with you.
Yes, Gabriel.
Gordon whimpered sadly as he went a beautiful shade of red.
Soon a rescue crew was in range. Trevor had been dispatched to help Rosie, and he pulled her back onto the track with ease. Then they got ready to help Gordon. They tied a rope to his back end, and Percy and Arthur were dispatched to bring him to safety. Their drivers and firemen set to work at once. Percy and Arthur struggled as they winched Gordon back on the rails. At last, Gordon was hauled gently to safety, but he was too stiff to move.
I can see that you're sorry, Gordon, and I totally know how much you want to make up to me. But listen, you can't always rush your work out of getting your paintwork dirty. Because rushing work can make you run out of water, coal, and it can even cause you to have an accident. And when that happens, it does not bring out the best of you. It's more important to listen and cope with the rules, and you can do your work whatever the weather. But I do have an idea of a job that you and Rosie could do to make up for me. Tomorrow, you and Rosie will be pulling the present train.
Oh, thank you, Gabriel.
Alright. Now, Gordon, can I trust you to be a good engine?
Yes.
That's a good engine. Now, I will be sending you and Rosie to the steamworks so that you guys can spend the rest of the day there getting fixed and cleaned up.
May we take them to the works, Gabriel?
Please, with all this extra work we've done, we need something for a change.
Yes, Percy. You and Arthur can both do it.
Just as Gordon and Rosie were about to leave, Gordon apologized to Rosie.
I'm sorry I was the cause of our accident, he said sadly. I should have listened to you in the first place.
It's okay, Gordon. Not only are you a big, strong engine, you're also a good friend, too.
Soon, they were off to the works. Gordon and Rosie soon spent the rest of the day at the steamworks. They were mended and tended, and they soon felt as good as new. The next morning, they collected the presents from the docks and they were on their way. Gordon and Rosie made good timing. I was very impressed with them. Gordon and Rosie soon became good friends, and Gordon never complained about snow again. And he could see that Rosie knew he had a big heart and would always be there for her.